2009. The cars, the parts, the experience. Nobody brings it to you like Power TV.
Well, the 2010 Camaro is a great platform to try to increase the power in that car, and John Lambert is here to talk about how Hypertech can make that happen for you. John, tell us about the programmers that you have available for that application.
Well, JR, the new Camaro from Chevrolet has two engines in it. The automatic has one engine that's a little less powerful than the one in the manual car. The performance gains are about the same for both of them. You're looking at about 20 horsepower out of the program to add on both cars, but it's an entirely different tune for the engines because they're both entirely different.
The differences between the automatic and the manual version of the 2010 Camaro has some differences in the programmer that you have available.
That's right. The manual car is a more aggressive engine, has an LS3 V8 6.2 liter obviously. That car has to run on premium only. You're looking at power gains, like I said, in a 20 horsepower range. You get the option to add the tuning. You can adjust your rev limiter, adjust your top speed, and basically our normal features for the programmer. On the automatic engine, that's an engine that can run on regular from the factory, so we tuned up on regular tune and a tune for premium octane. That engine also has a four-cylinder mode where while you're cruising under light loads, the engine will drop back to 4 cylinders instead of all 8 to try to save some fuel economy. What we did is we applied what we learned on the dyno at wide open. On the street, we applied those kind of changes and performance enhancements to gain power in the drivability range, and that also meant tuning the 4-cylinder mode. For some of the guys that own these cars, that's not enough, and they want to disable that 4-cylinder mode because of the clunkiness that's still there when it switches back and forth between 4 and 8 cylinders. So we do have that option to disable the 4-cylinder mode altogether. The other cool thing that we've done with this is there's a lot of drivability and a lot of feel to this car that you can get a lot of performance from the takeoff by disabling some of the restriction, the throttle restriction, because these things are what you call fly-by-wire. There's no cable that goes from your foot to the throttle anymore. It's all computer controlled. Well, from the factory on these automatics, they're really detuned to take off nice and smooth, no traction issues, feels great, but there is a little bit more. And with our programmer, we built that tune that can disable that and essentially give you an amazing amount of power off the line. And we give you that option in the form of a question that asks, do you want to remove a 0 to 60 throttle restriction? If you choose yes, hang on, because it's going to be a wild ride.
So that throttle lag is essentially gone.
Yeah, that's correct. Now, it's such a big change from the factory tune, it may not be acceptable or desirable to have that all the time. You know, you may want to hand the keys over to your wife to drive it. If it's raining, you don't want to worry about her crashing your awesome Camaro. So that's why we built it in as a separate option to add that feature without having to force everybody into an extremely performance tune. You get the option to have both worlds.
Talk about the ease of use with your programmers.
These are about the easiest things you can use as far as plugging in. It's about as simple as changing a fuse. Our company is run by a mechanical engineer. That's our owner. Now, the bad thing about engineers, I know because I am one, we get real techie in our answers and in our presentation to explain things. That's not necessarily a good thing when it comes to handing something to everyday users that don't want an engineering answer. So, from the get-go, our owner said, look, you got to write the questions that are simple. We don't want people to have to break out the instruction manual to figure these things out. So all you have to do is plug it in, follow the on-screen instructions, and you're done. It is that simple.
Give us a ballpark figure on what it will cost for each one of these programmers.
These programmers are going to run around $380, and you get all the features I've discussed today, and that's as easy as it can be. You know.
All right, so all you fans of the 2010 Camaro, check out hypertech.com.